Hello, I'm Dr. Reynolds, and I'm coming to you today from my office in the University Center to give you an orientation to the two websites that we'll be using in this course. First, we'll look at Blazeview, and then we will look at Revell, the system that you will use for testing and for your textbook. So right now, we're looking at our home page in Blazeview. This image at the top here is by the artist Keith Haring, and you'll see it whenever you log into the course. You'll always see my announcements over here on the left side of the screen, and you can get to those in a larger form if you simply click on Announcements. And it will then take you to all of the announcements. So if you need to go back to one that I sent out a week ago, this is a good place to go to look at all of the announcements. Now, if we go back to the course homepage, you will also see a snippet of the content here in the Content Browser section. This won't show you everything in the content area, so I suggest that you get used to selecting the Content tab up here in the upper left corner. And then it will probably take you to the last one you were at. So let's go ahead and look at Module 1, which is the Getting Started area. At the beginning of each module, you'll always see a chart that outlines the deadlines for that module, and that's what we see here at the top. This one also begins with a video, although not all of the modules will have that. And then you will also see a checklist for the module. This is a really handy tool that lists all of the things that you need to do in that module. And it's organized as a checklist that you can check off yourself whenever you complete the items that you see here. All of the things that you see in blue are going to be links that will take you directly to the assignment, the quiz, the discussion area, so that you can simply start in this one place. But I'm going to go back to Module 1 to scroll down a little bit further and show you that each module is organized chronologically by deadline according to what you need to read, what you need to do, like the syllabus quiz and the class introductions discussion. And then down here you'll see the first area of content from the textbook, which is called the Introduction to Art Appreciation. Now, each of these chapters will have a lecture, like the link that you see listed here. When you click on that, it will take you into the lecture page, and the lectures are formatted in Google Slides, and it might take a little while to load depending on your connection speed. So here we're looking at Introduction to Art Appreciation, and the lower left corner are all of your navigation tools, so you can click the arrow on the right to scroll through one slide at a time. And if you know there's a particular slide that you need, you can also click over here and go directly to a slide by slide number. So let's say that we need to review the concept of formal analysis. We can go directly to slide number 20. You will also see options below to download the lecture as a PDF. That is in case you need a PDF for accessibility. Or here, this little icon that looks like a square will take you to full screen, and you will be able to see the information in a much bigger format. That can be very useful. So let's scroll back up now and go back to the table of contents so that we can see all of the modules that are in this. And let's try Module 2 this time. We see that chart again with all of the deadlines, and you'll see a breakdown of the content in this module. And now I want to take you into the Revell system. This is what you will use for all of your quizzes. So let's say you have read the lecture for drawing and you are ready to go into the Revell chapter on drawing. You click on the link for Revell chapter 8 and it will show you the name of the textbook. So you click on that link to take you into the fall version in this case. And now we are in Revell. And you will see down at the bottom of the screen the deadlines for each individual quiz. So you'll need to know when that drawing quiz is due, and then you can click on that particular date. So let's try September 10th. This happens to be the deadline for Chapter 16 and Chapter 22. And then you can go directly into that chapter. We're going to give it a second here to load. But you'll be able to see the learning objectives first. You'll be able to read the chapter directly here on the screen. And using this arrow on the right, you can scroll through to the next page. And I'm going to scroll through a number of pages to show you that the quizzes will actually pop up during the chapter. So at this point, you will then answer these questions once you have started the quiz. You'll have questions like this throughout the chapter, and you will also have a quiz at the very end of the chapter. And now, using this hamburger in the upper left corner, I'm going to go back to where I was before in the assignments area. In this menu, you will also see options for performance. That is your grade book. Highlights and notes would be if you highlighted anything within the chapter that you wanted to come back to. Table of contents will take you to a listing of the chapters in the order in which we cover them. So if you know that you need to check a piece of information in a particular chapter, you can go directly there. And it's actually broken down by each section of the chapter. And then finally, the glossary can be very useful. This will have specific terms that are used in the chapters and that we're using in the course. Okay, we're done with Revell for the time being, so now I'm going to come back to our Blazeview page and look at the other tabs that we have up here at the top. So now I want to go into the Assessments tab. You will see an area for assignments. And this is simply a listing of all of the assignments in each module organized by deadline. You can always submit assignments this way, or you can navigate to them from the module page or the checklist. So there are multiple ways to get to this. Also in the assessments area is your grade book. And here you'll see again a listing of all of the assignments along with what they are worth. And whenever you see a little bar graph next to it, like this one here, that means that you can view statistics for that particular assignment. That will actually show you the class distribution. So it'll show you how many people got A's versus B's, C's, or D's, so that you can compare your performance to everyone else in the class. Okay, let's scroll back up and look at the Communication tab. In here, you can go directly to discussion boards. This is another way to do discussion assignments, or you can go to them from the checklist or from the module. And we can scroll down to look at all of the discussions that are available in this area. Also under communication, you can get to email if you need to email me or another student in the class. And you can also get to the announcements. In the Resources tab, which we see next, a couple of things I want to draw your attention to. One is the free tutoring option. This is going to connect you to the Academic Support Center. They provide tutors on campus that you can meet with in person, which is the option on the left. Or you can work with Thinking Storm, which is the option on the right. That is entirely online. The benefit to that is that you do not need to go to the office in person, and they are available 24/7. One thing you can do with Thinking Storm is you can actually send them a draft of a writing assignment, and they will give you feedback on the assignment in response to the assignment guidelines if you upload them, as well as things like grammar and sentence structure and organization. So let's go back to our Blazeview page here. Also under Resources, you'll find a link to the SOIs, or Student Opinion of Instruction. That is where you will evaluate the course at the very end. And finally, if we go back to the course home and scroll down, I want to show you our calendar. And the calendar will walk through the deadlines that are upcoming in the next week or so. And you can always choose to see more if you click on the Show More. So the calendar is a very handy way to see all of your deadlines in one place. That is our orientation to Blazeview and Revell, and I hope that all of you have a wonderful semester.